Hi, my name is Chukaga. Now I'll present the first question in problem-based task, which is explain problem analysis, pseudocode and flowchart to calculate the area of rectangle room. For problem analysis, we need to create a IPO chart. To print the output, which is area of rectangle, we need to assign input, which is length and width. The formula that we need to use in this process is multiplying a rectangle length and width. Next is the part of pseudocode. Pseudocode is a simple version of a programming code in plain English before it is implemented in a specific programming language. To start writing pseudocode, we need to write start in the first line, and second line is to input the rectangle length and width. Next is to calculate the area of a rectangle room, which is length multiplied width, and display the area of a rectangle room. Write n in the last line after finish all the process. Next, I will explain the part of flowchart. For flowchart, we use a symbol or shape to standardize the instruction, which is oval shape, which stand for start or end of a program. And second is parallelogram, it stand for input, and rectangle is stand for process. So our variable is length and width, and the process in the flowchart is the area of a rectangle room equal to length multiplied width. Lastly, we display the area of a rectangle room and end for the flowchart. Next, for the question 2, we need to create a IPO chart and pseudocode. For IPO chart, to print the output, which is the car park chart, we need to assign input, which is the first hour cost and the subsequent hour cost. To calculate this question, we need to take the first hour cost add with subsequent hours cost in this process. Next is the part of pseudocode. For pseudocode, we need to use the selection control structure, which is if else, to solve the question. For pseudocode, we need to write the start in the first line, and the second line is we need to enter our input, which is the first hour cost is equal to 2 ringgit, and second is the subsequent hour cost is equal to 1 ringgit. And then we need to write if our cost less than or equal to 1 ringgit, the total charge is equal to the first hour and can print the car park charge. And for else, the total charge is equal to the first hour add with the hour multiply subsequent hour and then print the car park charge. Write the end and in the last line to end this pseudocode. Next, for the question 3, we also need to create a IPO chart and a flowchart. For this question, the IPO chart, we need to use the repetition control structure, which is the for loop, to solve this question. For IPO chart, to print the output, which is amount after KWSP and total salary, we need to assign our input, which is KWSP equal to 0.1, and number of working hours, payment rate, which is equal to 8 ringgit, and the last one is employee quantity. The process in this IPO chart is set employee quantity equal to 0, and for employee quantity less than or equal to 5, you need to update employee quantity by add 1. In this repetition flowchart, for every loop, amount before KWSP equal to working hours times rate, and amount after loop is equal to amount before KWSP minus amount before KWSP times KWSP, and then calculate the total salary, which is add amount after KWSP. Lastly, after the loop ends, we will print the total salary.
My name is Nadeea and I'm going to present about the part of flowchart. So we start with circle, the shape circle, then we input the rate and the KWSP, then it goes to the process set employee quantity, then it goes to the conditional statement. If it's conditional statement, is it the employee lower than 5, or is it, if it's true, then we just print total salary. If it's false, then we goes to a loop until it is true. So if it's false, we input the working hours, then the amount before KWSP, then amount after KWSP we calculated using the formula shown, then total salary plus the amount after KWSP as a process, then print amount after KWSP. So update the employee quantity, and this process goes as a loop until it is true, because this is iterational flowchart. Question A, we solve it using the assignment operator rule because we cannot solve it like normally mathematical ideas. So the rule is the priority is given to the modulo, then division and multiplication, then just subtraction and addition. So in this question, because the bracket is the most priority, so we solve it 3. Then 6 times 4 and divided by 2 minus 1. So we need to solve the multiplication. So 6 times 4 is 24. Then you see the division. So 24 divided by 2 became 12. So we solve it like normal. 3 plus 12 minus 1 became 14. X equals to 6 modulo 4 divided by 2 plus 9. Modulo means divide something and we take the remainder. So 6 modulo by 4, we get the remainder 2. So we put 2. And 4 divided by 2, we get 2. And so 2 divided by 2, we get 1. And 1 plus 9 is 10. So for question 5a, A equals to 0 and B bigger than C. For this question, it was the logical operator. So there is some certain rule, which is equal means equals to, and the symbol and means returns to true if both operands are true. Then the bigger is just the normal. So we substitute through the A, B and C into their value. So 3 equals to 0, it is false. And we just write down and 6 bigger than 8, it is false. So we get 0 and 0. So the answer is 0. 5b, the question says we just substitute the A, B and C, it becomes 3, 6 and 8. So 3 is bigger than 0, true. And the double line means or. If it means if one of those both are true, then we get the answer, we write it as true. And means returns to true if both of the operand are true. And 8 is not equal to 0. So the answer is true. So we got true, or false, and true. So true, moving next to the next line, 1 or 0. I've told earlier that the or means if one of these are true, then we write it as true. So we write it as 1, and 1. So and means if both are true, then we wrote the answer as true. So we get the 1. As for the conclusion, all of the question can be easily understood by creating an IPO chart, algorithm, and pseudocode. Programming is much more easy to learn using these steps, so everyone can learn them easily.